What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and it is absolutely freezing out, but I am excited to show you this fine specimen from the 70s. This is my 1978 Oldsmobile Toronado Brougham, a beautiful, beautiful survivor car with just 50,000 miles. Gonna do a full walk around in depth. We'll do inside, outside, all around, show you all the little blemishes, any blemishes or nicks or chips and that stuff. We'll take it for a spin, we'll put it up on my lift, I'll show you all this car, tell you all the details right here in this video. Let's get into it. And here she is, a beautiful 1978 Oldsmobile Toronado Brougham. This is a high-trimmed, high-option car too. The original sticker price on this 1978 Toronado was, I think, just over or under $12,000. It has $3,000 in options. Now, that might not sound like a lot in today's world because cars have such big option packages, but considering that this car, a base Toronado, was $9,000, you know, it's got a third of its price added on it in options. Biggest option being that big Astro roof on this, and that is just one of the icing on the cake for this car, I think. It's a beautiful white over what I think is like that GM called Firethorn, or maybe like Carmine. It's that beautiful red leather, you know, from the 70s. Really a classic color combination. I love the color combination on this car. The white with the white vinyl top, and then the burgundy or red interior. It's just very, very sharp, very 1970s. It's a 50,000 mile car. I believe it's been through 4 owners. I have a little bit of history with the car, but if you guys remember back to my video back when I bought this thing, I bought it from, it came out of kind of like sold at like an estate auction. So I don't have a ton of history about the car from the previous owner, but the previous owner, the last owner, had the car for quite a while. Bought the car back in 2012 and took great care of it. Every owner of this car has loved it. The original owner had the car up until 07. So it changed hands a few times from 7 to the last owner getting it in 12, I believe. But everybody has loved it. You can see it's a very original car, original paint, I believe, all original paint, all original interior, all original chrome. This car has never been apart. This car has never been restored. Now, even though she's never been apart and she looks as beautiful as she does have, you know, she's a 1978. So she does have a few little spots that I'm going to point out. I got my pointer here. We're going to go around the car and point those out. I am going to try to be as thorough as I can to show you any kind of blemishes or anything like that. I mean, there's just, you know, little things throughout the car. You'll see little paint chips here and there. But overall, again, very, very nice throughout. So we'll start up on the hood here. Paint on the hood is in really, really nice shape. It's got a nice gloss, got a nice sheen to it. Right on the center kind of strip here, you can see it looks like a little bit of touch-up, but underneath that looks like kind of got maybe, I don't want to say, what's the word I should use, dulled down, but maybe a little bit of wear down to the layer underneath it. I'm assuming just with age, but you know, overall you can see the paint quality on this car is really, really nice. Chrome on the car is nice and bright. You can see a beautiful reflection, nice deep chrome luster. All the original pinstriping throughout. Headlight buckets, nice chrome there. Got these cool little light up Toronado front marker lights. Come down the fender here. This fender, I think it's got some weird chips. You can see all this little series of chips basically all the way down. Someone tried touching some of them up, dabbing them. I think what happened was maybe there was a scratch or an abrasion on this fender here at one point, and somebody tried to buff it, and to protect the painted on stripe, they put a piece of tape over the stripe, and then when they pulled it off, I think it, you know, pulled some of these chips. lacquer paint cars are typical. You get any crazing or cracking in the paint of the lacquer when they chip very easily. And I essentially think that's what that is, because it's only on the fender from the, here to here. And it's pretty consistent, just covering the area of the pinstripe. But even, you look at the paint quality on this car is real nice. Front fillers here, nice, original, soft. You get the corner marker lights, the wheel well trim, those big Oldsmobile Toronado hubcaps. Original power antenna, works beautifully. Just look at the reflection in the paint there, how nice that is. Rub strips down the side, body colored to match. Nice clean lower fenders, doors, rockers. I'll put the car up on the lift to show you the bottom of it when we get back to the shop after I warm up. There's some, delamination you can see in some of the chrome bits. Little spots here and there. Nothing crazy though. Little chip there. There was a couple chips here and a little spot where the chrome chipped off there. Chrome on the mirrors. Great shape. Look at the bright work on like the windshield trim. I never polished it. Original glass. And the glass is in great shape. It's not scratched up or anything anywhere. Paint on the roof is nice. Original sunroof. Makes a big difference on a car like this. Original vinyl top. Ooh, that wind is absolutely brutal. Ooh, brutal. Does have a few dings here. You can see one here. Looks like it comes across to this. There's another one right there. Get the Brougham quarter windows here. All the trim nice and solid throughout here, all the way around the whole car. Original top. Really, really nice shape. There's one small mark over there I'm going to show you down the corner, but the seam here you can see is nice and tight. The top's got a nice sheen to it, and this is it's not coated with anything. That is the original top, uncoated. I didn't put 303 or anything like that on it. Got the chrome, big chrome door handles with that kind of cool latch style. Again, the burgundy pinstripe throughout the car. Comes all the way down the quarter. Hubcaps are all in really nice shape. And all inside, all the quarters. Wheel wells, nice and clean. A few little chips throughout here. You can see, oh, man, that wind. A little chip there. A few touched up there. Lower rockers are in nice shape, or lower quarters, I should say. Now the rear filler panels were replaced, just the outer filler panels were replaced on this car, and they were replaced with what I would think is fiberglass. I'm pretty sure these are fiberglass, but only these outer ones. The center is in nice shape, and then the front ones are in nice shape. Fit and finish, I would say, is good, acceptable. You can see some, alignment and gap issues, but I really don't think there's anything you can do about this. That's just unfortunately how they're formed. On both sides is like that, but it looks a lot better than it would if it was missing. So, you kind of got to take it for what it is. And I don't know how much availability there is for fillers for this car. Probably not a very high demand filler panel, like the Broughams, the Cadillac Broughams that I deal with. Those are more in demand, thus meaning there's probably more manufacturers of filler panels, for that car. You got these cool, now this was kind of unique to this model here, is these high mount stoplights. These guys here, it's essentially a third and a fourth brake light, but they you can see how it's like almost molded the way the trunk kind of comes down there. It's pretty cool. They're just brake lights. They're not tail lights, but they're kind of recessed in. Really, really neat how they did that on this car. This was, I think, Toronado only. I don't recall any other GM car doing or having that setup. Come around to the tail lights here. Whew, the wind. You can just see, just from the exhaust blowing out, it's blowing in the wind quicker than it can come out of the car. Whew. This is horrible. I hate winter. But you can see all the nice chrome bright work there. Taillights and everything are all in great shape. Those rear fillers in the center, nice original fillers. Just real clean chrome. You know, just the chrome quality on this car speaks a lot. A little bit of an abrasion, or, you know, obviously kind of this comes to a point. You can see where it rubbed a little bit there. This guy works perfectly. There are a few spots on this trim plate here. You can see those chips. There's a couple series of chips that were touched up there. And then on this part of the deck lid, kind of this section here, this quadrant, you know, you can see 4 sections. Oddly, there's, you know, a series of chips, and, you know, kind of blotted touch-up paint. I think, again, somebody trying to care for this car. And let me turn my back to the wind. Try to protect it as best it could by touching up, you know, any chips, you know, to bare metal. Again, I just think it's, you know, that lacquer paint. But you can see it's got a beautiful shine. There's no real checking in the paint. I mean, even if you get really up close, but, you know, you can just see kind of like where Grandpa just beep beep. But really, it's just in this area here. And you can see here that spot that I told you about that looks like it was repaired in that bottom corner there. But overall, top on this car is in really, really nice shape. Originally, you got the Toronado emblem. A little bit of stretching or tightness. You can see this molding kind of pulling down a little bit there. I don't know if there's really anything you can do with that. It almost looks like, you know, it's kind of a one piece that may be separated. Not sure. I don't think it looks horrible. You might be able to glue it a little bit, but, you know, take that for what you want. You know, it's 40-year-old rubber, so it probably has a little distortion to it. All right, we'll come down this quarter panel here, and you can see nice, solid, again, low rockers, wheel wells, all that stuff is super, super clean. Solid on this car. You can see inside there the frame and everything. Down low here, it's all in nice shape. A little bit of delamination right there on that chrome, and then 2 chips right there. Chip that was touched up, and there as well. Door. Toronado. Got a weird little constellation of chips going on right here, kind of in a circular format, and then almost like a triangle of chips right there. You can see how nice the paint is on this car. Again, the filler is all nice and clean. Hubcaps. Come down the hood here now. I know there was, you can see a little bit of a dent right there on the hood. A little abrasion there. You know, just minor little marks on the bumper strip. Few little marks right there. There she is. Now let me dive into the inside of this thing so we can warm up a little bit. All right, inside now. We'll open up these big doors. You see that beautiful red, kind of, I think it's like a carmine red interior color. Inside the jambs, you get the original stickers from GM, a couple oil change stickers. I want to say this is for the ASC roof. But clean in here, no rust or anything like that. Gaskets are in pretty nice shape. Does show a little bit of deterioration here, but overall very nice. Door panels are very nice. except for this spot here where you can see there was a repair done on this driver's door armrest. Looks like something was filled and then maybe re-dyed. Carpeting, it's nice and clean. Got the Brougham script all inside the jams, nice and clean. It's a little pile of like gunk or I don't know, rubber, something. It's hard and it's not rust. It's kind of in a spot where you would think it's rust, but it's not. Got the drain tubes here for the moonroof, door sills, little ding there. Real nice interior, especially because it's warm. But the dashboard and everything is in phenomenal shape. Steering wheel, no cracks or lifting of even of this wood inlay here. The only wear on the steering wheel, which I pointed out in my last video, is these two spots here where it kind of rubbed through this metal wood horn pad. All your climate control. We'll show you that stuff in just a minute. Original floor mat in the front here, one-piece floor mats in great shape. Again, the high traffic areas of this car show real well. It is dual power seats, forward, back, tilt. That all works. These do not have recliners. I don't know why, but that's kind of how cars were back then. Leather on this car, I would say, is good. Nice survivor shape. It does have, some cracking in the top, color coat, where you can see spots, on the driver's seat here, a few spots throughout. Nothing crazy. Very, very presentable for an almost 50-year-old leather seat. Shows well. It's when you get right up on it and you kind of look at this stuff real up close and kind of get that back seat nice and clean, obviously. Like all these coupes, probably very hardly used. Got the original ashtray, a little Toronado insignia there. Leather back here is nice. All the carpeting and everything is really nice. Does have some scratches on this chrome bit here, or I think that might be a stainless steel trim piece. Seat back. Go around to the passenger side. Whew. Get inside the jam. Nice and clean. Again, that's another spot of like goop or something. I don't know what that was. Maybe from the weather stripping got stuck to it. The door gasket's pretty good shape. Minor cracking there. This door panel is solid. Carpeting, the insert. All this trim stuff that you just can't duplicate is so nice on this car, just from living that easy, sheltered life. Again, that dash pad, really nice. Oldsmobile. All the dash is nice. Does have the litter bin option. Again, factory Oldsmobile floor mat. Great shape, really no heel marks or anything. There was rugs on top of that. Sill plate, threshold area. The sill is in nice shape. Power passenger seat, forward, back, tilt. Leather on this side is nicer than the driver's again, but it still kind of has that same, just a few spots throughout that show a little bit of its age. Nothing crazy on the side, but still very soft, plush leather interior. I think this is kind of cool here. This little warning for the incorrect use of the seatbelt. Flip this guy up. Come to the back seat. And get the Toronado on. I like these little handles to get in and out of the back. Chrome on these ashtrays, cigarette lighters. You have seating for 3 back here with that armrest flipped up. The seat back trim is in nice shape, and they have little locking pins, so these things actually are useful. So a lot of cars, you just, they get worn out or whatever, and you just flop the seats forward. You don't have to unlock them, but this one still works. All right, let me jump behind the wheel. We'll show you some of the little bits that I got to go with this car. All right, now we're behind the wheel where it's much warmer. So more enjoyable for sure. I'd like to show you what I got for keys and books. Got 2 sets of the original GM keys. We're gonna put this in, but before I do that, show you that it's got the reminder package. You can hear that buzzing, and if you leave your lights on, you get another buzzing with a little indicator saying lights on. I'll give it a pump. Starts right up. The carburetor was rebuilt in this car back in 2007. I think there's a few slips in this huge packet of paperwork that I have, including some ownership history that I really went through thoroughly in my last video when I bought this car. But the previous owner, the last owner, did a lot of work, thousands of dollars, hoses and the radiator and stuff like that, and AC conversions. And the original owner, I think, is another set of documents in there showing that the carburetor was rebuilt back in the day as well. The only thing that I noticed, I think the automatic choke might not be working, because if this car is cold, and you go and start it, you pump the gas, turn the key, it'll start, but then, within maybe 5 seconds, usually it'll die. And again, you just fire the key one more time, it'll start up, and it'll be fine, and it'll run and warm up. I think that is the automatic choke might not be working correctly. It does have the power trunk release. Clock actually works. You can see it spinning there. All the way over here, you can see it spinning, but the number isn't changing. So the clock works, but it doesn't work. It's stuck on 146. We'll show you this stuff while I'm inside here. Rear defog does not work. It comes on, you do that, and you can hear like a relay click under the dashboard, and then it shuts off. Power antenna, radio works, and it actually sounds pretty good. And the antenna works up and down. Tilt and no, not telescopic, just tilt. Horn works. You got your cruise. We'll show you that when we're driving. Air does work in this car. I used it back when I got it. The wipers work. Looks like it's got high, low, and off. I don't think it's good. No, it does have pulse wipers. Remember that on the bill of sale. 50,358 miles. Now let's take a look inside the trunk, and we'll pop the hood here as well. Taking a look at what's in the trunk, man, I don't know what happened. It's like the wind died down all of a sudden. It can finally not be frozen to death. We have the rear original floor mats. This is the Olds brochure for 78, in a man's search of a new measure of excellence. Check out the 1978 Oldsmobiles. All the carpeting is in nice shape. Maybe original spare. I don't know. That might be a replacement tire, but still a very old tire. Got the bumper jack, lug wrench. Does have a box of random miscellaneous parts, some hoses, Oldsmobile Toronado trans filter, gasket. The gasketing and everything all throughout here is in really, really nice shape. Not dry or torn up. Inside the trunk, you got the jacking instructions, but no rust or corrosion. In the jam here where usually you start to see that. All throughout, you get the cables running up for your automatic trunk release and the light. We'll come around to the front here, pop that hood, Show you that 403 under there. Runs super smooth. Really, this car runs better than my 75 Eldorado. It's been well cared for. In maintenance, like I said, you know, new radiator. This is a nice big aluminum radiator. It's had a tune-up at some point in its life. I know there was a slip in there for that. Under hood light works. You know, but very clean and presentable under here. Not a mess, you know. It's just tidy, you know, clean. 78 era. AC compressor has been replaced. Accumulator and all that stuff has been retrofitted. I did a new water pump, new fuel, sorry, not fuel lines, but power steering hoses. Air cleaner is in nice shape. .403 cubic inch. Pretty tidy under here. All right, now let's take her for a spin. This is going to be my most favorite part of this video. This car has great heat in it, and it's got fantastic sound. Like, you would think an old car like this would be like noisy. Sunroof does work. You know, like loud on the highway and stuff, but it's not. Works and it closes. I think that first time I used it, it just kind of got a little bindy like that, and it seems to be working better. It's right when you get to that last section where it gets a little tough, and it almost needs a little bit of assistance. Come on, baby, to close. I think that's closed all the way. Let me get out and check. I don't know if it needs a lubrication. Oh yeah, that is closed. Okay. You know, from lack of using it, I would have to assume. I don't know anything about these roofs, so it works. It opens fine. It closes most of the way, and if you had two hands, I don't have two hands because I'm holding a camera, you could assist it and it closes fine. Does have a lighted vanity on this side. So before we take it for a spin, I'm not going to show you all the paperwork because I could go through that for hours, but here's the original window, or copy. The original is in there as well. So $88.99 was the original price on this car. With options, it was $11,933. Sunroof, dual 6-way seats, power seats, soft ray tinted glass, moldings, you know, all that stuff. Appearance option, reminder package, convenience group. Lots of great options on this. I'll have, what is this? Copy of original, 8513. Oh, thanks for letting us know when you made the photocopy. All right, now we'll take it for a spin. All right. And she's an effortless cruiser. You know, the great thing about this car is it's an oddball car, so it's a great conversation piece, especially at car shows, Cars and Coffee. You're not going to see any of these at a local show. I can't remember the last time I've seen one of these big body Tornados. You know, after 78, they downsize. But the good thing about these is it's an affordable classic that's original example, nice, you know, show-worthy original example for your local cruise nights, car shows, and stuff like that. You can enjoy with the family, you know. But it's not like, I don't know. It's not an investment that you can lose on, because these cars are appreciating in value, and you know, for the price point of this car, it's a great entry-level, cool old classic. You know, just take care of it like any old car. Garage, definitely. And love it, and it'll continue to look as good as it does all these years later. All your signals and everything work, and they cancel correctly. Yeah, I think I did the one already. You know, here's force of habit to hold the steering wheel like this. I mean, you could do it the right way, but like, this is like old school, you know, pinky up type situation. That's probably how this got worn like that. Now, cruise control, we're going to hit the highway. We're going to toggle that switch. It's kind of like the Cadillac Broughams where it has like an on-off toggle. And then right on the end here, we'll be able to toggle that on. Windows, power windows work both sides. Effortlessly. My neighbors, the CDL guys. We'll see who beats, who wins the race back to the shop, the CDL student driver or me in the big Oldsmobile. Crazy thing with these cars, I have a kind of a core memory with these front-wheel drive cars. I remember when I bought my 75 Eldorado, I assumed that because the cars were so big and all the cars back then were rear-wheel drive, that was. And I remember getting it and looking at the floor and seeing like nothing there. And my dad being like, "Oh, it's front-wheel drive." I'm like, "What? No way! Like, there's no hump in the floor." I think that's a cool thing with these. All right, get it up on the highway. Now again, she does not win races. She is a big car. But she cruises, and she does what she's supposed to do. And she's enjoyable, she's plush. You just sink right into the seat here. I think the people who are looking at these cars know that these are not race cars. It's a 403 powering a giant mammoth car. Let's see, cruise. Yep, okay, takes a second there, but engaged. Back up to 60. I don't know if you can so you can't accelerate. If you push and hold, that lets it coast essentially. So you coast it down to 55. So the cruise works. Like everything works. Seats. The only thing, like I said, is that clock there. You know, the fractions of a second, or no, the seconds. Yeah, what am I saying? The seconds don't count. It's been a long day. The seconds work, but the minutes, the rest of it doesn't. It doesn't spin. Just the seconds spin. I made that way more complicated than I had to. Anyways, any questions about this car, give me a call, 978-930-1004 if you have any questions. My name is Anthony. Go over to my website, specialtymotorcars.net. You can check out all the still pictures of this car. I got tons of them over there. Don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car like this in your driveway. I can ship it anywhere. I shipped it in from Illinois, Chicago area, and I can ship it anywhere. Appreciate everybody for watching. You guys are the best. I'm glad I'm starting off 2025 with a big beast like this, and I'm hoping to find this car a great loving home. Now we're going to head back to the shop here, and I'm going to put it up in the air and show you the bottom of it, and we'll do that right now. All right, bottom side of the 1978 Olds Toronado. You can see here, real clean old car under here. When I say clean old car, no crazy rust or rot. Super solid floors, frame. You know, all the major components are in really, great shape for being from 1978. Like I said earlier, 4 new tires, new rear shocks, cat back exhaust coming all the way to the tip here. But look at the floor pan. Very little bit of surface rust there, but all the frames, inside quarters, outside of the quarters, lower quarters, I should say. Both sides, solid. Rear drum brakes, all the brake lines. I mean, look at how nice the lines are in this car. No rust on them. This car was well kept, well protected. well cared for. Does look like it's got, this might be the original cat from 1978. It's right around the time they started putting catalytic converters. All the fuel lines and everything, great shape. Brake lines, fuel lines. Comes down to the Y pipe here. This guy is all in nice shape. That crazy transmission that these things have. Front wheel drive. New pads, rotors, calipers, hoses in the front, both sides. See the ball joints are all just been greased. The boots on the axles are in nice shape, no tears there. Replacement radiator. You can see the new hoses for the power steering. See where we wiped up all the power steering fluid that was leaking out, but there is some dampness built up here, you know, just dampness around the pan, around the pumpkin on the differential for the transmission, yeah, but nothing like dripping on the ground, at least not in the 3 days that it's been sitting here on the lift. So you know, old cars, they get wet and damp down here with age, but she's a pretty solid old car. And there she is, pretty clean underneath. It's amazing how this car survived all these years and been loved. Anyways, price point on this car going to be $13,995 on this one. Any questions? Give me a call, 978-930-1004, and let me know if I can make your Olds Toronado dreams come true. This might not have been your father's Oldsmobile, but it could definitely be yours.